we are going to do something very, very fun. And I will preface this by saying that what I'm about to show you is a beta project. It is still kind of in development. I spent a few hours today trying to make it a little bit better than a beta project, but I hit a bunch of roadblocks, got really frustrated, and then eventually was forced to stop working on it. And so we're stuck in beta mode, but I feel comfortable enough to share the early product with my loyal audience. It's a really, really cool little thing that I've built. That I will share with you now, because if you saw the thumbnail probably, but I built the bestest, most goodest NHL draft simulator. So goes without saying that this is a simulator for the NHL draft, and so I will say there is a multiplayer, multi-user version that is under construction. You can click on it if you want. You can try to create a session. In fact, I think you can go so far as to create a session and you could have 32 people in here. But when you hit start on the draft, nothing will happen. It'll stop and it won't work. So that's the part that I've been struggling with over the course of the last day. But what works extremely well and is something that anybody can play with is the solo mode. So if you are on your own and you want to have some fun and simulate an NHL draft class, I'll walk you through this. I'll paste the link below as well. The link will be in the chat right now. So you can play around with this. It's live. So you can play around this, and I want you all to try it and break it and push it and all that fun stuff. But anyway, this is the draft simulator. So how it works, it's pretty straightforward. You pick your favorite team. I'm just going to pick one at random. We'll say the LA Kings. You can pick however many rounds you want to go. Let's just, for the purposes of this show, we'll do 3. There's a randomization factor, so this feeds data from all the rankings I track. There's about 20 of them nowadays. So if you want things to be a little more random, taking in less, if you want to factor them less, you can drag it out here. Or if you just want to really follow the consensus, you can drag it out here. So you can turn on and off the lottery if you want. But this is the thing that I think is the separating factor, is if you are like me or you think you are smarter than everybody, you can input your own ranking here. So what you can do is I'll just go pull it up now. But my current list here, you can go and say, let's take these guys and plop them in there. Obviously, the format has to be such. Run lottery. And here you go. Bang. Simulate lottery. And here it is. So this is interesting as well. The conditional picks also work here. So Boston won the lottery, moved up to 2, so the pick goes to Toronto. So if you pick Florida or Toronto, which I believe are the only teams right now that are affected by this, you can do it. So then the draft starts running. And there's 3 speed modes. You can go really slow, which adds a 5-second timer because you might want to try to acquire the pick, or you might want to, try to propose a trade for another pick with another team as the draft goes. You can pause it, you can play it again, or you can just go, screw it, I don't want to do any of that, and you can just go fast forward and it'll just go. So when your team comes up, you can either pick whoever you want, and this will feed your list that you submit first, or you can scroll down and there's a consensus. So you can see, okay, these are the guys that the marketplace likes the most. So these are maybe the guys I want to look at. Or you could go to see trade offers. And you can look at all the trade offers that you might get for these picks. I might need to tweak the trade engine a little bit. They seem a little bit lopsided from the CPU's perspective, but also maybe not so much. Would you pay a 3rd round pick to move up 1 spot if you're the Nashville Predators? I mean, it's possible, I suppose. But if you want, you can just close it and then you pick your player and off you go. And you just go and go and go until it's all said and done. And the cool thing, we'll wait until it gets to the end here. I'll just keep picking whomever. And I believe all the picks are correct. I spent a long time trying to sort these all out and trying to get accurate information on who owns whose picks, and it was a lot more difficult than you might think. So we did a 3-round draft. It's over. And if you want, you can also share your picks. So if you want to share them on Twitter or Facebook or just download an image, you can do that as well. You could just copy the text results as well. It makes a TXT file that you can paste wherever you want, and people can see the full results of the entire draft class. Or you could just hide that if you don't want to look at it. You can do whatever you want with this, but it shows you sort of the guys that you end up with. And so, yeah, and you can play around with this as much as you want. Just, try not to use the multiplayer unless you want to try to use something that doesn't work. But I'm not going to stop you if you want to do that. If that's what you're into, then so be it. But the link is in the chat. I'll post it on Twitter as well. And I'll post it on Blue Sky as well there, and I will post it as a community post on my YouTube channel after the show is over. And we'll also make a little short video that we'll post on the channel, just clipping this out. We'll do the whole slash marker thing like I'm a real streamer and call it a day. So it took a long time to put this together, but honestly, a lot less than you might think. I've been working on this for about a week, which sounds like not very much time at all, but that's partially thanks to the tools I'm using to build it. But still, it was a lot of work to put this together and a lot of nuanced work. It's a lot more complicated to add all the nuances of an NHL draft rule system. It's a lot more complicated than it seems. There's a lot of rules and a lot of if statements and a lot of else statements and a lot of like, if this happens, then this happens, and this team, Ottawa, picks at 32 here, but not 32 here, and then this, and it, anyway. But I'm really happy with how the solo mode turned out. It works really, really well. The multiplayer probably will take until April to fix. I gotta wait a couple of days, and I'm away for the weekend, so unfortunately it won't get put together right now, so it's gonna remain under construction. But again, if you want to play around and make lobbies and just sit there and stare at each other longingly waiting for the program to fix itself, you can do that. That's fine too. So yeah, if you want, play around with it, share it to social media, tell them all how smart you are and what your draft class would look like if you were king of the world, and yeah, fun times.